Hello, welcome to Absolution by Anthony Page, written by Anthony Shaffer and stars Richard Burton. A film which is on my list for quite a few times and also got recommended to me a few times. So here we go. Yeah, looks interesting. It's directed by Anthony Page, which I've never heard of. Maybe because he mostly made films for TV. But Anthony Shaffer, who wrote this film, wrote Sleuth, which I've watched on my channel. Yeah, and that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastically written. So yeah, which elevates my expectations to this film. And the most interesting thing is that I've never watched a film with Richard Burton in it. That's also my introduction to Richard Burton. And he's a big name, I know that. He has done some quite some yeah, classics. Like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and Beckett, which was recommended to me very recently because I watched Blackadder. Oh yeah, and there are two versions out, two cuts, a director's cut and a theatrical cut. And usually I go for the director's cut, but after doing some research, I decided to watch the theatrical cut because the director's cut has a different pace. The director shortened a few scenes. And the main reason is that in the theatrical cut, there's a scene involving a dead body. And they used a puppet for it, which looks very bad. So the director cut it out. But I want to see it. So, even if it looks bad. So, I'm very interested to see that. I hope it's not too big of a spoiler, because now I know that someone will die. But to be fair, I would have expected it anyways. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, and other than that, I know it's about a priest and some pupils who play some pranks on him and things get out of hand. Yeah. Until someone dies. Okay. Alright. Then let's start, shall we? Absolution. Let's rock. Richard Burton. Anthony Shaffer. Was it Shaffer? Shaffer, I guess. Absolution! Absolutely.
Shapeless grows the shapely limb, and
My taste is not for comic opera.
So he's very strict, no sense of humor.
Can we watch the World Cup on TV?
No, not now.
But it's the semi-finals tonight, Father. Rivellino's playing, and he's a very good Catholic.
Dyson, I said not now, and I mean not now.
Wow. But why not? Doesn't do any harm.
I come back from Shady Grove, I went back to Harlem.
Interesting that they keep showing this guy. I wonder what role he plays. And what I notice is that this film has very bad audio quality. I hear constant cracking sound.
Did you break into the school last night? Somebody did. Stole food from the kitchens.
Maybe they needed it. Do you ever think of that?
I kind of like this guy. He's a free spirit in contrast to the others.
Even, for example, if I told my priest that I was sorely tempted to murder somebody tonight, it is possible that a penitent may give the priest permission to discuss what was said in the confessional, but even then the priest is bound to secrecy, except for that one specific occasion.
Father, supposing a priest does break the seal of confession, what if he tells a second priest outside of confession that someone's going to murder someone else? And if he goes to the police, is he committing a mortal sin too?
Dyson, under no circumstances whatsoever may a priest break the seal of the confession.
Interesting. A psychologist has to report something like that.
I'd tell people their husbands were going to come back to them, or they would win a fortune. As long as they left smiling, I didn't care what crap I told them.
Okay, I don't like this guy.
You have a new friend, I hear.
Who told him?
I must ask you never to see him again.
I think he's about the best friend I've ever had.
Nonsense, you hardly know him.
He's kind of a dictator.
Promise me never to see him again. I'm waiting, Stanfield. Promise me, please.
All right, Father. I promise.
Promised him. But his look on his face tells another story.
Yeah, God made me promise
There
not
he
to see
is.
you again.
God.
It's my teacher.
Not an interesting name for a priest, Goddard.
He's got the right name for it then, hasn't he, eh?
Yeah, right.
In confession.
Yeah, really lay it on, make the bastard suffer. What's wrong with that?
Father, you must hear me.
I've already explained to you that I cannot.
Please hear me. Please.
Even though he's very strict and dictates stuff to his pupils and such, I don't think that he's a bad person by heart.
He brought a girl with him. And afterwards I made love with her while Blakey watched.
Did you realize that what you were doing is unnatural and wrong?
Blakey said we should experience everything and then judge it for ourselves.
Do you agree with that?
No, Father.
I should hope not. Are you now ashamed and disgusted that you've permitted such abominations to take place?
Yes, Father.
And you will never see Blakey again?
No, Father.
Good. For your penance, you will make a novena to Our Lady, that she might henceforth guide you and intercede for you.
All right, that troubled him. It really troubled him. That innocent look.
They shall be gathered up and cast into the fire and burned.
Oh man, that confession was such a bad idea.
I told Goddard. I told him about orgies and everything.
What in God's name do I care? Look what they've done to my banjo.
And that's just one of the consequences.
Fuck off!
Uh-oh. Hey! That cut. And he has blood on his face. Man. So I guess he killed him. Man, it's such an overreaction. What the fuck? Okay, it's not blood on his face. Just dirt. Question is if he will confess to him, because he knows that he will not tell anyone. But that also means that a dead body is now lying in the woods.
I want you to hear my confession.
Another one? Oh,
I see.
but now a real one.
I picked up this heavy stone. And I hit him on the head with it. I killed him.
You murdered him?
I brought the stone down on his head as hard as I could. I killed him. I can't bear it, Father. You've got to help me.
You must keep in the forefront of your mind that God never abandons a sinner who is truly repentant.
Okay.
I took a spade with me and I buried him. Why don't you go and see for yourself?
Man.
I will go there at once. You will stay in the church and make your sorrow known to God. Strive to be near him with all your might. When I return, we will decide how to proceed.
Interesting. Oh, he goes there. Unburies him. And then he will decide. And that's very interesting. How he will decide. Maybe he thinks it's his fault because he sent the police there and that led to him killing him. Maybe conscience will play a part in this. And I really enjoy the music, the overall atmosphere, and also the great camera work. It's overall well done. Very slow paced, I have to say. Slow burner, but very suspenseful. Oh, what? No way. No way. That was a prank. Man. But he picked up the stone and he was running away. Huh. So what did she do?
You made a mockery of the rites of the church, abused the sacrament, and ended up by playing a filthy practical joke on God.
It wasn't on God, it was on you.
On God!
Yeah, on Goddard.
You'd be like a real father to me. Much better than my own. I didn't know I would hurt you so badly.
Maybe he should pursue an acting career.
It's me, Father Benjie.
Why have you come back here so soon?
Because I have to confess again.
What is it now?
What I told you before is a joke. I've made happen. I picked up a stone, like I told you before. Only this time, I went through with it. I killed him.
You're very sick, my child.
I swear to you, Blakey's there, buried in the same grave.
I do not believe you.
You must, Father. What would be the point of playing the same joke twice? Help me, Father. Give me absolution.
Wait, why is he saying that? Oh, he really killed him before? Maybe he's a complete psychopath. So he did kill him. Man. Man, this film.
There's worse, Father. You get to enjoy it. Killing. Afterwards, thinking about it. You want to do it again. I want to kill the cripple.
My child, answer me this. Will you be guided by me?
Yes?
When I have absolved you, when you have made your act of contrition, we will go together to the police.
No, I won't go to the police. And of course, as we know, you can't.
Oh God. Wow, this is not what I expected. This is by far not what I expected. I thought the priest was the villain, but he's actually trying to be to do the right thing, and Benjamin is a total psycho. He still got that innocent face, sleeping like a baby.
Affect your performance in several respects. It'll take some time to thresh out.
How can a kingdom, a whole kingdom, be within us? Peterson?
Well,
Dyson. Where's Dyson?
He's there. Only Dyson missing. Fire drill. And everyone has to come out. Yeah, what did he do? Did he really kill him? Why would he? Maybe he tied him up somewhere as a joke. Or he just told him, yeah, let's play another prank and stay away for a few hours.
You are a self-confessed murderer.
you must be having hallucinations, Father. I sent you to find a scarecrow. Why don't you go and see a psychiatrist?
Oh.
Satan appears in many disguises to destroy, but you won't destroy me. I'll be constant.
You're mad.
Jesus, 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 make me constant. Jesus, 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 make me constant, make me constant.
Man, maybe the last confession was just in his mind. I mean, it's also possible that he imagined all that, because one time he dreamed about Benjamin nailing him and such. Maybe it's all his imagination. It's also possible, but that wouldn't explain why Dyson is missing. So it's probably just still Benjamin playing on him. I don't know.
What about Arthur?
He's dead. I killed him. That's why you couldn't find him.
No!
Do you want to see him?
No, I don't want to see him.
His grave is exactly 100 paces
No!
due north of Blakey's.
I have a theory. Maybe the first murder wasn't a murder. Maybe he was still alive. This guy. And was in the prank. That is more plausible because he's acting so he's above everything. I mean Benjamin, and always smiling because he never killed someone. Maybe that's it. And Goddard is about to lose it.
Now what are you playing at, Father?
Tschüss. That's a scene I mentioned in the intro. But it was okay. It was so bad. Man, now he killed him.
Do you think I might be in your head? Not real at all. After all, it's not a very sound head, is it? Confused by murders you can't talk about.
Wait, what?
Tyson. It's you. But I saw you dead.
You saw what I wanted you to see.
What?
All I had to do was move Blakey's body to a new grave and put my spare brace on it. I knew you would assume it was me buried there.
Blakey?
That's it. I killed him. With this. I'm very accurate. Not just with a sling.
What?
Mimicking voices, too. Especially in a confessional when you speak in a whisper.
What?
But it was Stanley who confessed.
It was the first time. As I see it, you have two choices. One is to go to the police and tell them you killed Stanfield, which puts you in prison for life. Or, since you won't be able to tell them why you did it, more probably in a madhouse. The other is to commit suicide, which will put you in hell for eternity.
Man, this guy. That's it. Man, whoa, this film was nothing what I expected. It was full of twists, and Dyson being the psychopath. No worries. No regret, nothing. Yeah. I forgot that this was written by Anthony Shaffer. And it totally shows. Man. Full of twists and well written. Good characterizations. But yeah, let me talk more about it in the review. Alright, that was it. That was Absolution. Yeah, fantastic film. No joke, it was so entertaining. I mean, it was slow paced and a slow burner, but the payoff was, yeah, just great. Anthony Shaffer, who wrote Sleuth. Yeah, I totally forgot while watching the film, I totally forgot that it was written by him. And I was expecting a whole different storyline, to be honest. I knew that they played pranks on him to drive him mad, and things got out of hand, but man, full of twists. You think that then this comes up, then you rethink, then another thing comes up, and again rethink. Man, and yeah, the ending. Man, I was so sure that it was all in his head, and no one was killed, but that Drake. What's his name? Drake. Interesting. IMDb doesn't state his full name. Arthur was he? No? Yeah, that he was the villain in this story. Totally surprised me. Yeah, it was overall well directed. And what I really loved about this film was the look. It was it had that grim looking, that gritty look. So atmospheric, I don't know. Because also that film grain plays a huge part in the grittiness of the picture. Yeah, that I really loved. In combination with the music, very suspenseful, atmospheric. Just my kind of film, I have to say. Yeah, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. It at times it was overexposed, and the sound, this crackling sound, constantly throughout this film, noticeable. Yeah, but still great film. Yeah, and back to the writing. The characters were also very well written, especially Goddard. Also well played, I have to say, by Richard Burton. Yeah, I thought he was the villain of the story, but turned out he wasn't that bad of a guy. He tried to do the right thing. He was very strict, of course. Too strict, no doubt about that. But yeah, I thought... I mean, in the end, he killed one, but... that's bad, okay, but apart from that, at heart, he was a good guy. And this Arthur, man, he was... I had a feeling at the beginning he looked like very... yeah, I don't know, oppressed by Goddard, but I never would have thought what he would be like, what he turned into. Man. And it was also interesting when Arthur went into the shack, what it's called, the confession shack, I'll just call it. He had the purpose because Benjamin told him, say, it was your idea, and he didn't do that, and they never actually showed him going out of the cabin, so he never went out. He just opened the door and closed it, and then he changed his voice. Yeah, this was the first Richard Burton film for me, and he did a hell of a performance. Man, his facial expressions and such. Definitely not the last film I watched with him. Yeah, I have Beckett on my list, and I'm also interested in seeing Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. So yeah, this will get watched. And that scene with the puppet or the dummy wasn't that bad. It looked okay, and the pace was also good. I like slow-paced films, and I enjoyed the pace. It was a slow burner combined with a slow pace. I can understand why Anthony Page shortened the scenes, but yeah, I kind of prefer it that way when it's slow, because I'm sucked in longer in this great atmosphere. But he cut a lot out, right? It's 10 minutes shorter. The director's cut is 10 minutes shorter than this. I have to look that up afterwards, what he actually cut out. Yeah, like I said, overall great film. Too bad that it's so unknown. It only got 2,000 votes on IMDb. I wonder why it's so unknown. Also no awards or something. Nothing. Maybe trivia will tell us more. Richard Burton turned down an offer to pay King Lear on stage in Canada in order to make this movie. That's interesting. In his 2018 memoirs, John Plowman wrote that Richard Burton hated learning his lines. He liked playing Catholic priest because when he is in the confessional, he can have all the pages of the script stuck to the wall behind the camera. Okay, that's a technique. So this wasn't his only role as a priest. Apparently, major movie studios were not interested in making this movie, so producer Elliot Kastner raised the finances himself, and Richard Burton dropped his price to only a small fee to play the lead part of Father Goddard. Alright, so it was low budget. Let's take a look. It's not even listed. It's not even listed on IMDb. So this must be very low. It seems like Richard Burton really wanted to play this role. He turned down a play and dropped his price to only a small fee. Huh. After working together on The Wicker Man... Oh yeah, The Wicker Man! That's also Anthony Shaffer. So Christopher Lee and screenwriter Anthony Shaffer planned this as their next project in 1973. So from planning to finished film was 5 years. Yeah, and I totally forgot that Anthony Shaffer also wrote The Wicker Man, the original. Producer Elliot Kestner was made aware of the script by Richard Burton, who had apparently waited several years to play the lead part of Father Goddard. Yeah, again, he was really into that, playing him. So Michael Caine was offered the role of Father Goddard. Michael Caine. Imagine Michael Caine in this. Interesting. I don't know what to think about that. I think Richard Burton was a better fit. Had a difficult theatrical release, sometimes 2 or 3 years after it was produced. Huh. But no reason why. Sir Billy Connolly, Sir Billy Connolly's biography, Billy says of this movie, when they were filming the forest scene, Billy had to lie perfectly still, wearing dead makeup, half covered with leaves. Richard approached the body to play the emotional moments of discovery, leaned over the body, and his face was moving the depiction of horror. However, Billy couldn't keep a straight face for his close-up because Richard Burton had burst into song at the top of his voice, I belong to Glasgow. Okay. Director Anthony Page said of this movie while location scouting around Ellesmere, I'm trying to find the exact place for filming Blakely's approach to the school. The locations are very important. It's a question of getting the exact balance between gothic feeling of the school and the surrounding countryside. Yeah, that's right. I'm delighted with the quality that the director of photography is bringing to the picture. I have never worked with him before, but his low-keyed effect on the screen are absolutely right for our story. I agree. You can see Richard Burton in these landscapes, can't you? He's marvelous in the part of Father Goddard. He has that huge outsized quality, rather like Russian actors. There's nothing too small or mean about Richard's acting. At the moment he's just getting into the part because he has only been filming for a week. So far we haven't done any of his really big scenes. A lot of corridor walking, except that yesterday we started filming some of the bits after the first murder, and the effect on the screen is extraordinary. Also, Goddard has a sadistic streak, which Richard is bringing out in the character with such subtlety. He has that marvelous dry cutting edge which he used so brilliantly in Virginia Woolf. Interesting. Goddard has a sadistic streak, he said. That's interesting. I wouldn't say it's sadistic, because I would say his intentions were good, even though it was, too harsh. Yeah, but okay. That's it. Absolution. Alright. I hope you enjoyed my reaction, because I enjoyed the film very much. Also like Sleuth. And the Death Trap also. Some similar films than this. Yeah, okay. So, see you then. Bye bye. Stop. Hammer time.